We are now going to look at some of this business case for emotional intelligence, how it operates in business. And I want you to understand something very important, because I'm going to show you some statistics that are quite startling. The thing is, emotional intelligence is a foundational skill. And when you work on it, it tends to reach out and affect many other behaviors that you might have otherwise worked at on your own. Emotions are the primary driver of our behavior. Our brain is hardwired such that our emotional reaction to events is what motivates us to act. So when you become more emotionally intelligent, you become better at a lot of things. You become more assertive. You become better at managing stress, better time manager. You become a better leader. You become all these things that you might otherwise try to work on individually just by being more adept at understanding and managing your emotions. So we always say that a little effort grows a lot. Working on your emotional intelligence skills a little bit tends to have very big impacts. So the first thing we find is that emotional intelligence explains about 60% of people's job performance. When you do a regression analysis of someone's emotional intelligence scores against their job, how the company evaluates their performance, you tend to see that much overlap. Hey, IQ matters for something, but emotional intelligence is the biggest piece of the pie, especially in leadership positions. We find that about 90% of top performers are high in EQ. So the people at the very top in the performance criteria in the organization also happen to be, the bulk of them, very top in EQ. Now there are some low performers that are high in EQ. It's not a guarantee of success. It's just one of these skills that's a very big indicator of performance. This is a bit of research we did that we published in the Harvard Business Review. And what this graph is doing is it's looking at emotional intelligence by job title. So here's an individual contributor, someone with no supervisory responsibility. We didn't follow these people across their career. This is a cross-section of companies from our massive sample. Now you have your supervisor, someone who's their first time supervising other people. And then you have middle managers where emotional intelligence scores peak. Because once you look at directors and executive level and senior executives down to CEOs who have the lowest emotional intelligence scores in the workplace. What's going on here? If emotional intelligence is such a big predictor of success, why aren't the people at the top of the corporate ladder highest in EQ? Well, first of all, within each of these job categories, whoa, wrong button. There we go. Those with the highest level of emotional intelligence are the top performers. So the top performing CEOs are the individuals with the highest EQs. What companies are doing is they promote people into middle management positions because they're good with people. They say, wow, he's great with people. People want to work for him. Let's make him a manager. That's the high EQ individual. They naturally get promoted. But once you hit director level and above, companies become increasingly short-sighted. They increasingly focus on metrics, short-term financial gain, and the worst thing is experience and tenure. They promote people just because they've been around for a long time. And they're missing the whole picture, this other piece of the puzzle, emotional intelligence. You want the people that have been around for a long time, that are seasoned, that get bottom line results, and people want to work for them. The kind of leaders that create a powerful emotional contagion in the organization that motivates people to excel. When you do what most companies tend to do, you just promote people in the short-sighted way, you begin to lose those skills in your leadership, in the people that need to have it the most. So you need to ask yourself, where are my company's practices holding me back because they're no longer reinforcing these important behaviors? And how can I equip leaders in my company to buck this trend? How can we be a different kind of organization that is a top performing organization because we have leaders that are well-rounded?